civil rights of individuals are more important than your personal religious convictions. That when you decide willingly to open up your doors as a small business or any business, you have an obligation to the law not to discriminate against any group based on their race, religion, or sexual preferences. However, in my research, I've discovered that I was wrong. You not only have the right to stand up for your religious convictions, you have an obligation to stand up for your religious convictions. So then let's look at marriage. Marriage is more than a time-honored tradition. It's not a contract between a man and a woman. It is a covenant between a man and a woman. This covenant is sanctioned by God. The Word of God explains what marriage is. It was the result of creation of Adam and Eve. And from the very beginning, the book of Genesis explains that the creation of man and woman, how God brought woman to man, bone of his bones, flesh of his flesh. Genesis 2:21 says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and the two shall become one." In the article, Foundational Truths Regarding Marriage, Wayne Jackson quotes a prominent anthropologist, the late Dr. Ashley Montague. He wrote, "There are no societies in which marriage does not exist." End of quote. So therefore, if marriage is just a part of an evolutionary process, marriage wouldn't be found in every culture dating back to the beginning of time. Jackson goes on to quote other historical records, even from earlier dates. Hammurabi was the sixth king of Babylon in the 18th century BC. Those codes contain 282 laws of the ancient Babylonian Empire. Laws 128 through 161 deal specifically with marriage. Jackson said, according to Jackson, there just simply doesn't seem to be a time in history that marriage wasn't part of the human existence. So then now let's look at what man has done to marriage. Man has legalized marriage. They've made it a contract between a man and a woman. And even as of late, the state and federal governments are even changing that definition of traditional marriage. In 2004, Massachusetts became the first state to allow same-sex marriages. Today, as many as 16 states allow same-sex marriages, with Illinois being the most recent. A recent example of this legislation was from Albuquerque, New Mexico. A young couple owned a photography studio, and they were approached by a gay couple to do their wedding photography. They refused based on their religious convictions. They were sued by this gay couple, and the gay couple won the lawsuit. The couple that owned the photography studio was fined $7,000, and they were told they had violated civil rights of this gay couple. In my conclusion, I just wanted to state that I believe we've established what marriage is. It's a covenant between a man and a woman established by God. That in man's attempt to protect all individuals, they've passed legislation that usurps the Word of God. So do we have, as Christians, do we have the right to hold on to our convictions? Are we called to stand up and be counted even in the light of persecution? Are you a light in the world? Do you embrace the plan that God has set before all of us? And can we and do we show the love of Christ to everyone regardless of their race, religion, or sexual preference? I would like to encourage you to search your hearts for the answers to these questions, because times are changing, and we have to be prepared at all times to witness the Word of God.